And you probably would have guessed that this is the guy who is going to give us that item that we need. I don't know if we are fast enough though. If we went fast, gotta go faster, 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 Sonic. Yeah. What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to another episode of Ocarina of Time. And I wanted to quickly show you something before we moved on, okay? Take a look at what happened to the bridge. The bridge broke. I don't know who did it. It's probably Ganondorf. I don't know if it was Ganondorf specifically who did it, or if he just sent his legions of soldiers to destroy the bridge, but the good news for us is that we can enter the marketplace whenever. We don't need to wait until morning. We can enter it at night, too. The bad news is that there is not really much point to enter the marketplace because it's just filled with so many Redeads, you know? Why would we want to visit all of those Redeads? Then again, I guess that they do get lonely from time to time. You know what? They've got each other, okay? We don't need to visit them. I think that they are okay. But here we find ourselves in Kakariko Village because that mysterious Shika. Yeah, they're called Shika. But the mysterious ninja named Sheik told us to come here in order to retrieve an item that would allow us to enter the temple deep within the woods. But how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you. Surprisingly, I actually remember how to do this part. So the first thing that you are going to do is enter the graveyard, okay? I know that you just saw a bunch of Redeads, so graveyard is the last place where you want to go and the last thing that you want to think about. And there are Poes here, so be aware of that. They're not so hard to beat, but I still find them intimidating in all honesty. They are ghosts after all, and I mean, look at their appearance. They're not your typical ghost that is not scary, kind of like Boo. You know, Boo from Super Mario. He's not exactly the scariest type of ghost. I actually like his design, but with Poes, they are actually pretty terrifying. And what's interesting about this is that you can keep a Poe soul in a bottle, so let's do that. Maybe later I will demonstrate what exactly happens when you, I guess, use the Poe soul that you store in a bottle, because look, that's where you store it in. You store it in a bottle. So not only do we have a bottled fairy, but we have a Poe as well. So as I said, I'll possibly show that to you later on if I don't forget anyway. You might be wondering, why don't I do it now? I don't know. I don't. Hey, young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Gotta go fast! Gotta go faster, 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 faster! Oh. That's why you're not supposed to be cocky and you're supposed to pay attention, especially when you commentate. This is Dampy the Gravekeeper that we met 7 years ago when we first visited the graveyard. Unfortunately, he has now passed on. But not unfortunately, fortunately is the better word. Fortunately, he's got a halo, so that's pretty cool. Kind of like how Goku had a halo when he was dead. I liked Goku with a halo. I don't know why, I just thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, he's going to toss fire the way that he is, so it can get really annoying, but if you're a skilled video gamer, as a matter of fact, you don't even need to be a skilled video gamer. If you're decent at video games, then chances are you are not going to have a hard time with this like I am right now. Oh, I gotta stop beating myself up. I'm doing decently. I might have been struck with the fire at the beginning of the race, but I've somewhat redeemed myself. But come on, move faster, Link! Move faster! And you probably would have guessed that this is the guy who is going to give us that item that we need. I don't know if we are fast enough though. If we went fast, gotta go faster, 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 Sonic. Yeah. The time of this race was 1 minute and 8 seconds. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. Okay, so that was good enough. We're no marathon runner, but that was good enough. And we get our very first adult item, the hook. Sorry, I just realized after I said it that adult item sounds kind of weird. The item that we are going to use as adult Link is the hookshot, the very first one that we are going to use as adult Link anyway. But here we go. It is inside of this treasure chest. I thought he was gonna just hand it to us. which would have been a lot easier, would have saved us some time, but opening treasure chests is cool too. Look at this cutscene, it's exciting! If Dampy just handed it to us, it would have been like, oh, here you go, and then we'd go da-na-na-na. But now that we've got the treasure chest to open, we can do the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and then the da-na-na-na. But you can use this hookshot to drag distant items toward you, or you can use it to pull yourself towards something. While holding C, you can aim with the control stick, shoot it by releasing C. So it's not all that complicated to use. I'll quickly demonstrate what it looks like when you take it out. So when you take it out with your C stick, you will see that there is a little red dot, and that is basically your aiming marker, okay? And if the aiming marker, the red dot, disappears, that means that whatever you're aiming at is out of range. And keep in mind that you can't simply latch onto anything or grab anything. It needs to be something made of a certain type of material, so that is something that you'll have to keep in mind. But here, whenever you see these blocks, you know that you will have to take out your Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time, because that is the only thing that will send these blocks away. If you look at the icon, or the symbol that is on top of the block, then you'll know later on down the road that you need to play the Song of Time. And here we find ourselves, we haven't been here, have we? I haven't showcased this place to you yet. But this is the windmill, ladies and gentlemen, and this will be an important place for us later on down the road, but for now, we'll take it slow and worry about this place later. Or we could grab that piece of heart. I think that is something that we should do. Well, you know what? Since we're here already, let's talk with this guy. I'll never forgive what happened on that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina Kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm going to mess with him. Oh man, Ocarina Kid. It's not like we have an ocarina. We might have an ocarina, but we are not a kid. And as we said, we didn't ever visit that windmill, so he couldn't be possibly talking about us, right? Okay, so now we have received our hookshot. The next order of business is to head to the forest. So I will see you, ladies and gents, there. Here's the entrance into our home. It's been a while since we were last here, right? Whoop. Hold on, give me a second, ladies and gents. Sorry about that, it was an important phone call. But as I was saying, here we are back home. And it is not exactly the home that we are familiar with. It's filled with Deku's, and Deku plants and Deku shrubs, oh my! All of these, and they're giant too, they're giant ones, man. But where is everybody? All of the Kokiri are gone now. Look, even the Kokiri that was practicing and everything, he's gone. The Kokiri that was trying to pick up that rock over there, he's gone. The one that was guarding the entrance and exit to Kakariko Forest, he's gone. Not Kakariko Forest, this is Kokiri Forest. But I want to see what our home is like. I want to enter our home as an adult, you know? Ah, dude. And I can't even enter my home because this guy does not want me to go inside for some reason. If I die here, by the way, I'm going to be labeled as the worst video gamer ever. Seriously, if I die in my home to a bunch of giant Deku Babas or Deku plants, whatever you want to call them, then that would basically make me the worst video gamer ever, right? Right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being hard on myself. But that's not what we came— Whoa! He's back! Oh man! How could I forget that these characters respawn? How does— let me ask you, how does someone forget that, okay? How does someone forget something like that in a Legend of Zelda game? My goodness. But here, what we want to do is enter the Lost Woods and then return back to that sacred forest meadow. Remember that place where we learned Saria's song? That is the place where we want to go. So I will see you guys there. Hey, look! It's Meadow! The jerk. What are you? Though you wear Kokirish clothing, you can't fool me! I promised Saria I would never let anyone go through here. Really? You're really not going to let anyone through? It looks like he— Because the thing is, Kokiri don't grow up, okay? And because Kokiri don't grow up, he thinks that I'm a fake Kokiri? So that's a little bit strange, but maybe if— yeah. Taking out our ocarina should fix this problem. This is how you play it, right? If I were able to hear the notes clearly, I would be able to tell, but I can't hear them right now because the TV volume is so low. Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. He remembers him. Could you be talking about that little blonde Kokiri that you bullied to death? When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. He doesn't say anything else. Maybe I just don't remember this correctly, but I thought that he talks about being sorry about the way that he treated me, basically, when we were both kids, but I guess that's not the case here. Okay, so now we need to figure out which is the right way to go to the Sacred Forest Meadow, because I do not remember. And I don't think that I can use the background music to look for it, can I? Wait, let me listen. No, the background music doesn't change regardless of your path. So, please. No! Okay, legit this time I will see you at the Sacred Forest Meadow. Okay, that took a lot longer than it needed to. That really did. But I legit didn't remember how to get to the Sacred Forest Meadow. I was using the background music, remember, in order to get here last time, but I just didn't have that option. But here we go. From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. If you can take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. Use L targeting to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn a corner. Once your view is set, hold down L to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in ambush. So that's really important here, because whoa! That legit terrified me. But do you remember when we were here last time that there were just a bunch of Deku shrubs in these narrow pathways? They weren't so terrifying, right? Because they're Deku shrubs. By nature, Deku shrubs are not all that terrifying. But here we've got these giant bear-looking things. Oh, these are moblins, now that I think about it. These are the Ocarina of Time version of moblins, and they are now keeping guard here in the Sacred Forest Meadow. So we need to be alert, we need to be on guard, and we cannot be careless. So just use your hookshot on these guys, by the way. It's a one-shot kill if you use your hookshot. It's a lot easier than taking out your Master Sword and killing them that way. Yes, unfortunately, we are killing some moblins. It sounds terrible. I apologize to all you moblins watching out here, but maybe they're not like you moblins watching. These are evil moblins that we're talking about. And I know that you moblins watching are not evil. We're going to do something risque here. We're gonna shoot. Oh! Oh my goodness. So it looks like that when they're charging at you, you can't hit them with your hookshot. It makes that metal clanging noise when you try to hit them with the hookshot when they're charging at you. So what we'll do is we'll just do that. We'll shoot them in their back when they're vulnerable, when it actually makes sense to do so. I think that we're almost there though. This won't take that much longer. This is like another stealth portion of the game now that you think about it. I didn't really think about this part of the game being a stealth portion. I always thought about the Hyrule Castle grounds being the only stealth portion on Ocarina of Time, but when you look at it, in a way, you're Metal Gearing it up, as I like to say, and as many other Let's Players like to say whenever they talk about sneaking around in Zelda. It's nothing original. There's another moblin. Let's pick on this guy. Since all of his friends are gone, we may as well take out the last remaining one. Bye-bye, moblin! Why do they burn up like that? Why are they consumed by fire after you destroy them? Is it I who is killing them? Or is it that when I shoot them with with my hook shot, I take away all of their energy, like it hurts them so much that they are almost left to die? And then Ganondorf from far away, he sees, ha, what a worthless moblin, and then he sends his fire and then burns them? Is that what happens? That's a bit of a stretch, I know, it's a bit of a stretch. But let me take out my Po and drink it and see what happens. Nothing happens. Exactly, nothing happens. I think that it varies from Po to Po, because there are different Poes in this game, different types of Poes. So yeah, that's that. That's what happens when we drank a Po. Exactly, nothing happens, so there's really not much point in... Ah, no. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. There is a point in collecting Poes, but we will get to that later on in a future episode. Just keep that in mind. There is a point in collecting certain types of Poe. But now that we've got a second fairy, we are all set for this forest temple. Before we conclude the episode, why don't we at least make it all the way up to the sacred forest meadow where we met Saria and where she taught us that song. And of course, you can see the spearheads. The moblins have respawned. They're back and better than ever. And you know what's back? The return of the Skulltulas! The golden Skulltulas, mind you. And we are back to collecting some tokens. What are we at? I think we're at around 13 or 14. Let me check just to be sure. Because maybe some of you have been keeping track and then you're going to leave in the comments, "You are wrong! You are wrong, you fool!" It's 16. So I was wrong. But thank you for not leaving rude comments about my lack of ability to remember how many golden Skulltulas I have. And it looks like that there is one more moblin here that we need to take care of. And he is down there, and he has got a giant club, and he is very threatening. He looks a lot bigger than the other moblins that we ran into. So we can't reach him. As I said, the red marker doesn't reach him, so that means that we can't, or that our hookshot can't reach him either. Oh my goodness. So this actually isn't all that hard. Just dodge it like this, and then fight him! Once you actually reach him, he's not hard to kill. Just stand behind him, and then yeah. He will tumble at the power of the Master Sword because he doesn't stand a chance against the Hero of Time. He's just a moblin. And this is where we once saw our beloved friend. Where we saw her last, but she's not here. Ah, Sheik. Good to see you. What do you have to tell me this time? The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. I forgot. What I love about Sheik, ladies and gentlemen, is that whenever she makes an appearance, she makes some profound statement about life that is somehow related to the story. I don't know about you, but I find that to be fascinating. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. And this is the first among, this is one of a number of teleportation songs. So the Minuet of Forest, as she said, will bring us back to the Sacred Forest Meadow. Because it'll be really handy. I think that we will be doing a bit of backtracking. And just in case you had to go to a store or something to buy a potion or something like that before you take on the forest temple anyway, then you can use that teleportation song. It's very handy. You have learned the Minuet of Forest. ShdwjGaming, I'll see you again. I bid you adieu. And just like how Sheik has bid us adieu and we have bid adieu to Sheik, I am going to have to say goodbye to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in. I always appreciate that you guys take the time to watch these episodes that I release. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like. It really helps in growing the channel. And if you would like to see more content from me, please don't be afraid to hit that big red subscribe button. Thank you always for the support. I will see you guys in the next episode of Ocarina of Time, but until then, take care.